Bring the noise.
Michigan will beat Alabama in the college football playoffs. 1. Michigan has the best defense in the country by far. Points allowed per game, first. Passing yards allowed per game, second. Total yards per game, first. And scoring defense per game, first. Reason 2. Alabama's O-line sucks. To be fair, they started off really awful, and they continue to get better. So as of late in the year, they continue to improve. But they got destroyed by Georgia with 4 sacks. Yes, their run game improved, but they allowed 8th most sacks in the country, and they allowed 3.3 sacks per game, which is one of the worst in college football. And number 3, everybody loves Bama, Nick Saban. He has a lot of time to beat Michigan, but the analytics department does not like Alabama in this. Per ESPN SP Plus ratings, Michigan has a 69% nice chance of winning a national championship, and number 4 is in the comments. Like, subscribe.
ESPN analytics says that we're not going to win the game 69%. Man, analytics has never called plays during the game. And just, probably never threw a pass or made a tackle. So you can stick that in your pipe. Now, I will give you the offensive line. We gave up 4 sacks, but did we get destroyed? Because it seems like we were able to win the game and they scored late. So if I had to give up 4 sacks to take a win, I'll take that every day because it's all about the team. Now, you have the best defense, you say, in the country based on, scoring number 1. But you played in the Big Ten because we know you played 3 cupcakes and everything else comes from the Big Ten. What if I tell you that when I play ball, I averaged 9 yards a carry? Huh? But I was a 15-year-old playing Pee-wee. That'll sink in for you in a minute. Now, am I concerned? Bama fans, you have to realize we are going to be playing a real game. This is a real game with real players. And Michigan has talent. And to talk about that talent, I'll let Mr. Klatt break that down for all of us.
I'm right about Michigan's depth on the defensive line, though. The defensive line, they run a lot of bodies out more than normal, right?
This is the best defensive line that Alabama will have seen. And that's what I don't think, an Alabama fan can wrap their mind around. Is like, well, no. They're not better than Georgia's defensive line. Yes, they are, and they're deeper. They're not better than Texas's defense. Yes, there's actually multiple Tavondre Sweats on this team. They rotate 5 guys just on the interior that are all 300 pounds, and they can all get after it. So the defensive line is the best defensive line that Alabama will have faced, and that's a hands down type of deal.
And that's my concern. That's my concern.
So much better than Texas.
Yes.
Because
Texas is good. Their first 4 is really good, on par. That like the first 4 that roll out there, it's like, oh boy, Texas is just as good as Alabama, as Michigan, maybe a hair better. The difference is that Michigan literally has 3 defensive lines that are all top end caliber, and so it's the depth. Not one of the players averaged over 30 snaps a game. So you get really good players that get to play really hard because they're not playing that often. And it's a problem. They've got 4 edge players that they can rotate, and they all do different things. They've got the best nickel in the country in Mike Sainristil. They've got an All-American corner in Will Johnson. Like, the defense is legitimate.
As you may or may not know, I just recently dropped my 100th video. And to commemorate the moment, my kids bestowed upon me a wonderful honor. YouTube doesn't care that I have 100 garbage videos, but my kids do. So they made me this awesome gift. They made me this awesome plaque, for lack of a better phrase, to commemorate the moment. And if you would, I'm gonna put it up here. If you would, we I know a lot of you guys are busy, but if you could, please subscribe to this channel, because we want to eventually replace this with something. There's nothing better than this, but if you could, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really, really need it. Just please. Just I gotta talk to that boy about that. Yeah, we did it. Now slow your roll before you start emailing and hate messaging and making YouTube posts about Joe Klatt and how disrespectful he is to the Crimson Tide. Hold on. That was just part of his statement. That was just part of it. Because I think he cleans it up here in this other statement.
So if the version that beat Penn State on the road of Michigan shows up and the version that lost to Texas shows up, Michigan wins the game. So I think at more times during the season, you could argue or make the argument that Michigan was the better team. It just so happens that the last time we saw them was not one of those cases. I'm leaning Alabama in this game. Okay, I am different than Vegas. I think that the ability of Jalen Milroe to extend plays is something that defense has not seen. Michigan's defense. Now, there's a lot of things Michigan does and does well, and probably they do to a better degree than any of the other teams that Alabama has faced, even Georgia. And I know that people are like, bias, but whatever. The aspect that I'm most nervous for, though, isn't even Milroe. It's actually the fact that Michigan has to be able to run the football. It's like it's baked into their they don't have a lot of answers in the straight drop back passing game. Now, their passing game is really good when it comes off of the run action. That doesn't mean that JJ is not a good player. It's just that that's the way that their offense is built. They ran the ball for under 2 yards a carry against Iowa. That's concerning, so for me, it's more about Zach Zenter, their All-American guard. He's injured. He broke his leg in that Ohio State game. What they looked like against Iowa after that was not something that gives me a lot of confidence. And so for those reasons, I'm leaning towards Alabama.
Now they have to run the ball. Did you hear what the man said? They have to run the ball. Maybe Arnold will bite on a play action or two. Maybe they'll try to hit the tight end when Caleb's not paying attention or something because he's distracted or been bamboozled. There will be scoring, but they have to run the ball. If Joe Klatt and myself know that they have to run the ball and that they have a missing All-American guard, I wonder who else knows that this has to happen. Who's been preparing for 4 weeks to stop Michigan's run game and to be very aware of the play action pass? You know who. The legend. And with that, all I have to say is always remember, roll, tide, roll.